Welcome to Wrestling Rewind here on the Jeff Meacham Network. Happy April. It is April Fool's Day. Uh-oh.
Or is it?
I'm wearing a Meachamania shirt, and you're wearing a Mick Foley shirt on a Shawn Michaels Bret Hart match.
Oh, of course, because, why not?
That's right. But, well, as we know, you got the Mick Foley shirt during the big Cactus Jack sale he had a few years ago to promote charity, and I got this shirt because I'm the shill for myself. So,
which is surprising because typically I'm the shill for myself. So.
Well, I just got these shirts. I'm sure you saw Talk Wrestling on Friday, and I wore the red one on Monday from each of the magazines, which, my goodness, looking back at that 12 years later, I can't believe that entire week of my life is 12 years past, because Dylan's birthday is on Saturday. It's crazy that 12 years has passed since Orlando. It's just madness, I say, madness.
Mm-hmm.
But even longer has passed since the show we're going to watch today. It's been 24 years yesterday that this entire pay-per-view, WrestleMania 12, took place just down the freeway from me here in California, Anaheim. What used to be the Arrowhead Pond, of course, now is the Honda Center, home of the Anaheim Ducks. Although we're not playing that anyway, so I don't really care about hockey right now. Nobody's playing. I wanted really quick before we get started, because I know you're a Shawn Michaels fan. You are my dominant Shawn Michaels fan, you and Statboy, of course. So I really wanted to get your insights on this match in particular. But I had to get started with the show by playing the intro to WrestleMania 12. The first thing you see on this broadcast, because it's just too good to pass up. Now, I'm not going to play the video because I don't want to get told off. But I am going to play the audio. And if WWE wants to flag me, then we'll just edit it in post, and I'll pretend it didn't get edited, and we'll go from there. But let me just, it's just that good that I have to play it. Let's see if it plays here without issue.
It is the dream of the challenger to become champion. The crowning achievement in a lifetime of yearning. It is the dream of the champion to aspire to excellence, his legacy indelibly etched in the annals of time. Shawn Michaels, the confident challenger, a maverick who spits in the face of adversity. Bret Hart, a triumph of tenacity, the mighty ring general who stands in defiance of defeat. Tonight, for one illustrious hour in the Iron Man match, we will witness their passion, applaud their heroics, marvel at their gift to enthrall. Two craftsmen engaged in an extraordinary athletic event. Two men bound by the dream. After 60 grueling minutes, one man, exhausted, will have his arm raised high, the quest realized, the challenge overcome. One man, expended, will breathe loneliness. Unwilling to surrender, he will have been stripped of the dream.
Woo! Stripped of the dream. God damn, that ain't freaking poetic.
Now, just as a little treat to our viewers, now we're going to watch the greatest match of WrestleMania 12, the Huckster versus the Nacho Man for the WrestleMania 12 pre-show.
Just for April Fool's Day, folks. Just kidding. Huckster Nacho Man. Here we go. It's not even on the network.
Is it not really? They didn't put the free-for-all on the
network. Like, there is no free-for-all at all. Like, any of these pay-per-views that had the big free-for-all at the beginning of the hour before, they don't exist, apparently, in WWE history, because you can't find them. As a matter of fact, the Tag Team Championship final from this show is on the free-for-all, and it's not here. So, there you go. Anyway, as we're babbling here, you should be at 1 hour, 25 minutes, 30 seconds. Let's keep that in mind as we go along here. Greg and I talking about this briefly. You've been a fan how long at this point in March of 96?
96, probably about 4 years.
Okay, so was Shawn your favorite already going into this?
Shawn was absolutely my favorite. You have to remember, a few months before this, I was at SummerSlam in 95 to watch the ladder match between Shawn and Razor. And my dad and my brother were both rooting for Razor, and I was the only one rooting for Shawn. So when Shawn won, my dad joked with me, "Okay, you're walking home now."
Yeah, sounds like me at the WCW house show when Hogan beat Flair.
Yeah, there you go. And my dad and my brother have kind of fallen out of wrestling fandom. My dad still watches occasionally. I don't know if my brother does or not. But obviously, having done our own Iron Man match last year, obviously I still watch quite a bit. So, this match, I haven't watched it a whole lot. I don't remember the last time I actually sat down and watched this match. It's been since it actually aired, but it's been a while since I've sat down and watched this match. I have to get my cord out of the way because it's blocking the TV.
Step away from the TV.
Yeah. It's like, hey, if I'm going to watch WrestleMania, I don't want to freaking cord in my face for an hour.
No,
hour plus.
Hour plus you can figure it out, yeah. Because right now we're at 1:25:30. The whole show is 2:47:51. So we're looking at least an hour 20 if you count the post-match shenanigans. So
right. So we can probably babble, get into the show since we talked about the time today, because we're going to be talking a lot. So got my water here, ready to go, and watch still the best Iron Man match in WWE history.
Without question, I wholeheartedly agree. And there have been great ones, and since then, no question about that. Matter of fact, people don't realize this. I don't know how many people know this out there in TV land, if you will, but in the summer of '94 on the Summer Sizzler tour, Bret and Owen had a series of marathon matches, they were called back then, and one of them main evented the Great Western Forum in 1994, a show I was at. So I had seen Bret go an hour before. It's something to behold for sure. And if you've never seen this, how are you a Greg Cherry fan, first of all? Second of all, cue it up, hour 25:30 in 3, 2, 1, play.
So, a little fun fact. Do you know what city has held the most Iron Man matches?
The most? Goodness. I want to say it's just because you're asking, I'm guessing it's Pittsburgh.
It is Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
We've had 4. I've been to one of them.
Right.
Because we had Benoit and Triple H. We had Cena and Orton. Sasha and Charlotte, and Rollins and Ziggler.
Wow. That's quite a tall order of people as far as all-time in-ring people. It's
yeah.
But you know what? You have to be to do an Iron Man match. You have to be the absolute pinnacle of this business to be doing hour plus. That's why Nate was a 60-minute man, because he could go an hour 7 nights a week, twice on Sundays. So
it's amazing that Flair was never in an Iron Man match. Like, they never brought that up in WCW or anything.
Yeah, I wonder if WCW didn't have faith. Oh, they didn't have faith in anybody, obviously, very clearly. But I wonder if on a given night, as far as on pay-per-view or on TV.
Can you imagine a Flair Sting Iron Man match?
Oh, I just had a moment there for a minute. That's a great idea. We need to generate that on 2K, whatever the hell version's out right now. So sorry, I know if you guys are watching the network and listening to us, sorry, we're babbling over Shawn and Bret talking, but I'm assuming you guys have seen this before. I just like the hype. I love the videos. I love the match graphic with the Iron Man Championship. That's why I used it in the graphic for today, because it's just that good.
Bret Hart with his WCW sunglasses on.
Yes. The not quite Hitman-esque shades.
Yeah.
And here we go with the Fink, introducing who is now officially the president. What's really cool is I don't know how I did it. I managed to get the TV and the tablet to sync up so I can watch the TV video, but hear the audio of my tablet. So I can
Perfect.
the headset. Yay me, I technology good today. I actually shaved Monday morning to do wrestling musing, so I'm proud of myself.
There you go.
Clean it up nice today this week. There we go. The Jimmy Hart pen.
Oh, Shawn aged.
Saying sexy boy and the least sexiest boy in the world. Here comes Jose Lothario. But then again, I'm sure Jose was quite sexy in his day. I can't confirm or deny that. I wasn't there. You know what? If that top doesn't scream South Texas, I don't know what does. That's a very Latino Texas style outfit there he's got going. And it's working for him though. He's pulling it off nicely.
Jose passed away, what, a couple years ago?
I'm sorry?
Jose passed away a couple years ago.
He's passed away a couple years ago. Sounds maybe more than a couple years now, and he's pointing up and where is it? Whoa! See the Ducks logo there in the corner. The original Mighty Ducks logo. Back when the Mighty Ducks were just a novelty.
Yeah.
Prior to them becoming arrogant assholes because they won the Stanley Cup first. Jesus. I watch this now with all my fear of heights, and I crap my pants a little bit every time I see this.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. You know what really sucks, though? If you look, let me see if I can point him out here. Hang on a second. See if I see him. Come on, give me a better shot of the crowd, McMahon. Director, camera 2. All right. The guy in the sunglasses and the baseball cap. See him there?
Hold on. I probably missed him.
That's okay. Anyway, the person directly behind that is a buddy of mine. I was supposed to be in the seat next to him. I could have been a part of WrestleMania history forever, right there.
Yep.
Forever embedded on the network in a moment. Oh, well. It was so cool to watch his mobile home when we were living there. Like I said, it's definitely a WrestleMania moment of WrestleMania moments. The Shawn Michaels entrance here in Anaheim. It's, nobody can make an entrance like Shawn Michaels back in the mid-90s. I mean, second to none.
And all the pyro they could afford in 1996.
Oh yeah, and they're like I said, they're going all out. There's and Shawn's in little striptease, which is just making Bret so happy backstage. Bret later wrote in his book that Shawn got the grand entrance and Bret just walked to the ring defiant as ever, and just in the face of all the pomp and circumstance, here he came, the defiant champion. It's like pretty much. I still find myself doing this in this song. I can't help myself.
See, when his song plays, I have to do like the full entrance, but you know me.
Well, yeah, because we need to have a wrestling rewind reenactment of your entrances every once in a while. We get a really good match. We have to have you like coming on the camera, just freaking making it happen. I dig the set entrance here they had this for 12 and 13. It was a really cool little simple but still very cool looking.
I mean, they had something similar for 14 with like the corner entrance too.
Right, but 12 and 13 had that the little tunnel effect with the purple thing. It was still cool to see.
Yeah, they had the tunnel entrance for years though.
Yeah. Well, I remember it distinctly for this and for 13, maybe for 11. I'll have to go back and purposely watch 11 and not try to deal with the fact that LT was a damn main event. But
I realize I hurt you more because he played for the Giants. And he went over.
Bona fide, certified Hall of Famer, but yeah, for New York. Ugh. What are you going to do? And there it is, the greatest championship belt in WWE history. Yes, I said belt, Vince. Fire me. You can't fire me. I don't work for you. The irony of Earl in this is not lost on me. Because there he was 18 months later. Very rare you see the WWF referee give the instructions in the ring on the mic, but we're going to see it here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool little thing of, by the way, this is important. Kind of a little nod there to how big this is.
Iron
Man. That's right. 60 minutes, man. Oh, PSA. If you haven't gone pee or got a snack or a drink, go get it now, folks. You got about 2 minutes. Run like hell or pause, if you want to pause this, because, you can pause us. We can't pause ourselves, but you can pause us. Even Bret at 39 looks like like in his 20s here, and Shawn, of course, is still a young man here himself.
Yeah.
Did Shawn have that much chest hair when he came back?
I don't know. I never. What a classic shot that is of Bret.
Yeah. I love Bret winking at the crowd like, I got this. I'm good. And you know what? To go an hour, you got to have it. So.
Yeah. I did that once. Never did it again.
That's right.
I did that right before our controversial match.
Yes, never kiss the belt, man. Never
kiss
the cup.
Nope. I haven't done it since.
Title going into the Stanley Cup ever.
I haven't done it since.
Nope.
Then again, I haven't lost it since. So.
Well, but people are giving me shit for well, he hasn't defended it over here. It's like, well, step up.
It's like I can't book my own matches, guys.
And the thing is, I've got them booked, but then either they're not available, I'm not available, you're not available. So it's, scheduling is moida.
Yeah.
There we go. Somewhere in the back of my mind, there's an image of memory of me flipping through the WWF magazine and coming across a catalog with a sale for the original WrestleMania plaque that had the picture of Shawn, a piece of the rope, and a piece of that WrestleMania 12 mat that was like way cheaper than it is now. And I go, God damn, I should have bought it.
Yeah. I don't remember too many WWE events that had the logo on the mat.
Yeah, there weren't. And
this might be one of the few.
I think I don't know if that's Vince's arrogance or if that's just the confidence in the fact that you're at WrestleMania. You don't need a mat. You don't need a logo. You're watching WrestleMania because WrestleMania.
Yeah.
WCW. To their credit, maybe, and to their maybe their lack of confidence in their branding, felt they had to make sure that every time that somebody saw their ring, it was WCW because, when you turned on wrestling, oh, this is WWF. No, it's not. They're going to point out as they go that Shawn is surprising Bret with the mat wrestling and the actual technique rather than the high-flying aerial stuff that you would think Jose would teach him.
Yeah.
And I don't recall Jose Lothario, looking back at, old films or whatever, being much of a high flyer. So, I know they were just trying to play up the fact that Shawn was not the mat wrestler at least not pushed that way at the time. But
Yeah.
you know, when he came back, he was. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That was cool. Like
Yeah,
Bret held on with it. I love it.
Yep. Yeah. When he came back in 2002 and in his second run, he was very much a good blend of mat technique and the aerials and the psychology. You know, Shawn in this initial run, you know, was primarily a daredevil and, you know, did a lot of, you know, the spot stuff, but he could still go if he needed to on the mat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Miss Bret got just tugnacious is the word I'm looking for with that headlock.
And I'm trying to wonder, you know, looking back at Shawn's first run and second run, it's like, which one was better?
Yeah.
You could argue the second one was better.
Well, I think he will tell you, and actually I'm reading his second book right now. I finally got that on my Kindle, the second book he wrote.
Yeah.
He will tell you that his second run was better. Because it was a clear-headed, you know, no chemically based Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. There's the clock.
Yeah, you're just ahead of me, which is fine.
Hold on. Pause it.
I'm at 56, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27.
All right, we're about good now.
Okay. Yeah.
I figured I would
point out for the idiots at home that BH is Bret Hart, SM is Shawn Michaels.
If you couldn't figure that out, you shouldn't be watching this show.
That's right. If you can figure out what BH and SM are for this match, turn the YouTube off, go read a book. Read 20 and come back. Matter of fact, go buy Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels books. Although some language in Bret's book, maybe not for kids that can't figure out what BH and SM is either. So, yeah, Bret kept a journal his entire career, and he was no holds barred, man. Just, yeah. You read that, right? You read Bret's book.
I don't know if I did.
Really big, thick book, pink cover. Obviously, it's pink, Bret.
I'm not much of a book reader, so I probably didn't. I still haven't read Shawn's book, and I've had it for years.
What?
I tell you, I'm not, dude. I read all day for my job, so
it's true. This is true. So I still declare shenanigans, though.
I don't want to mess it up too bad because it's signed.
Oh, that's true. Well, you know what I have the second book. If I can figure out a way to share on my Amazon Kindle, I can share the second book with you. It's really, it's not so much a continuation of the first book. It's more of the first book was my life and my career. The second book is, you know, here's how I got back to where I am now, thanks to Jesus and Rebecca. So, you know, that's that. You
don't really see top wrist locks anymore.
Yeah, it's a very underutilized move in the 2010s, 2020s for sure. But you got to remember, you know, they had to pull out stuff that, you know, the casual WWF fan had not seen before or in a while or whatever, because they're going to go an hour, and they didn't do hours on TVs. So it's so funny. If you look back at the rest of this card, there's a 6-man tag match that opens the show, which is kind of a train wreck with Camp Cornette against Yoko, Jake, and Ahmed. You got the backlot brawl, which went kind of throughout the whole show with the chase down the freeway of Piper chasing Goldust. Yeah. Savio Vega and the $1 Million Champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Sable debuting with Hunter at Hunter's side against the Warrior. The Mark Merrill's first appearance. Diesel Undertaker, and then and just the shenanigans with Piper and Dustin. Not the greatest WrestleMania of all time, but kind of like 25 Shawn Michaels match saves the day. Although
at least
Undertaker was very, very good for what it was.
Yeah. I was going to say 25 had the Hardys match too. Like I call that one a 2-match show.
Well, I'm of two minds about the Hardys match in that I feel it was intense. I feel it was everything it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel that Matt winning prolonged the issue. And granted, they got a hell of an I Quit match out of it afterwards on the next pay-per-view. But I feel that if you're going to have the Hardys do the big blow-off they've been talking about the previous 8 years when they broke up the first time, blow it off at Mania and do the I Quit match there.
I don't know. I enjoyed the finish with the twist of fate spot in the chair.
That was sick. That was one of the, like, you and I have both been involved in the ring enough where you go, Speaking of, there's Stu Hart.
And Classy Freddie Blassie.
And Classy Freddie Blassie, yes. I was gonna mention Freddie in a nicer tone because I like Freddie.
Not a fan of Stu, I guess.
Not a fan of Stu Hart. Just maybe it's a Jerry Lawler fan of me. I don't know.
Hey Stu, wake up!
Wake up, Stu. You're on TV. You know what? Again, I'm gonna catch so much shit for this, but it's fine. Stu always had one facial expression. Every time he was on TV.
Yeah.
Like, Stu! Wake up!
We have to watch Survivor Series 93.
Yes.
Just for Heenan's commentary during that match. If for no other reason.
I feel I'm booking the Thanksgiving episode in my head already. Bret and the Harts versus Shawn and the Knights.
Yep. Because Lawler couldn't do it because of...
Well, no, because Lawler got accused of something he did not do. Let's be clear on that.
Yeah. As long as you don't ask Doug Gilbert.
Right. Hey, you know what, though? I always found that one kind of... Really? Because throughout the course of Lawler's life, he's had pretty hot women at his side.
Yeah.
Like, would he really feel the need to do that? Like that? Come on. No way. So, I'm trying to think. In 93, I don't know if he'd already met Stacy or if he was still solely involved with Brian's mom. But, you know, hey, either way, they're both good-looking women. I just don't see Jerry Lawler would be compelled to do such a horrible thing. And, you know, it turned out she was full of it. So there you go. Jeez, look out. Oh, it's funny. I plugged this. I don't know if I did it last week or I plugged it over the weekend that we were going to do this. And I tagged Tony Chimmel. And people are asking me, why'd you tag Tony Chimmel? You'll see.
Was that him? Nice. Okay.
I asked him about that a few years later, and he goes, yeah, my jaw still hurts.
I bet. I never really put two and two together. So, like.
Yeah. This is cool, too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often.
No. Especially between Shawn and Bret, you know. Like, maybe Shawn and maybe Bret's other opponents, but not, you know, the two of them together. You would think it wouldn't go there. It was pretty cool. It's so funny. I'm watching this match with you right now, and I'm in the course of my WCW watch-alongs that I'm doing on the weekends. I just passed Fall Brawl 98, where Bret got hurt, and he hurt his knee, and he was teasing a babyface return after abandoning Hogan and the NWO, and it's like, and you know what's coming with him and Sting. It's like,
yeah,
such a lost effort on their part.
I feel like I should start a podcast where all I do is like watch episodes of Thunder.
Greg, I love you. I don't want to have to go visit you in a padded room. Nor would your wife, you know.
You know what?
Don't your wife, you're having to commit you, okay? Seriously.
I was gonna say, just for the train wreck possibilities that are out there.
Oh my God. Yeah. Pretty much any WCW broadcast post Bash of the Beach 98, Nitro or Thunder, you're looking at possibilities of being committed to an asylum by the end of the week.
Bash at the Beach 98 seems early. I think post logo change is when it starts to go downhill.
Yeah. what do they call it? I don't know if was it Bischoff's podcast? Somebody's podcast last week had a great name for it, like a cat's female body part. I don't want to say because it's really vulgar.
Yeah.
But like something like that. And it's just like it's stuck in my head all week. I can't, every time I see the logo, I'm like, oh, I can't unsee it.
No, I probably won't ever.
It was definitely the worst logo I feel in wrestling history.
I don't even know.
Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire might have been. Sad thing is, that was a great show.
It was a good show, but the logo was just like, oh, okay. How did that get past final approval?
Think who the final approval is.
Right, but yeah, again, is he really that far out of the loop, or he can't figure out at 70 years old that might be construed as a.
We've gone way off course here, but it's probably because Shawn and Bret are doing nothing but wrestling.
Which is fine, but yeah. Anyway, I will say, if we're talking about logos, you mentioned to me in a comment on Facebook when I was doing my countdowns years ago that WrestleMania 13 being called Heat was ironic because it was more like an episode of Heat. That Mania was bad, and that logo wasn't even that good either, honestly.
That was saved by Bret and Austin. But...
Yes, no, and Aaron will be the first one in line to tell you that.
Oh yeah.
But it's the logo itself was just it's like no effort whatsoever. Here you go. Whatever, I don't care. Yeah. Probably my least favorite WrestleMania logo, honestly. If I look back at 36 years,
I would have to have all of them in front of me to see.
Yeah, I would too. Can you believe WrestleMania 36 is this weekend? I was texting, but still.
I was texting Travis earlier. I was like, so WrestleMania is this weekend. I feel incredibly underwhelmed. And we had an entire conversation about it.
Yeah, we were able to get enough material to do a prediction show yesterday, and that's fine. But just this whole pandemic has just completely underwhelmed most of our aspects of our lives. It's like,
And the toughest thing about it is I don't even think WrestleMania should count for our predictions. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay.
No, Tony, no!
Oh!
Tony Chimmel is dead.
So that's why he says Edge is nicknamed the way he does.
That's right, because he stutters. That's right.
Yeah.
Superstar. Oh my God. Underrated Hall of Fame moment, by the way, for Beth Phoenix there to have Tony. I think that was.
That was fantastic. That was
just I wish so bad I'd made the effort to go to that Mania now because the Horseman got inducted and Edge got inducted and we saw Tony Chimmel do the drop. Sorry. No. When Beth got inducted, that was.
It was a couple of years ago.
That was when DDP got inducted. That's why I wanted to go to that because Dallas got inducted. But Dallas got inducted, and yes, Billy Boy got inducted in. No, not Goldberg, Kurt Angle. So yeah.
Oh, that one. Chimmel's still out.
Tony is still he's unconscious.
Chimmel's selling like death.
That's right.
Good on you, Tony Chimmel.
God,
but no, the one with Edge and the Horseman, I was at. So
I know. That's the reason why I would have been cool to go because I would have seen you guys. They're gonna show it again.
Yeah.
Stop it! He's already dead. Oh, fuck me. Oh my God. It never doesn't hurt. Oh Lord. But yes, it's there's some Hall of Fames I like whatever about but that one when Beth got inducted with Dallas, they're gonna show it again. Oh, they're gonna show it
slow motion. Bam.
Oh. Finkel's laughing. Finkel is a sadist.
Maybe that's what Chimmel was beating him up for in '99.
That's right. This is for Anaheim, you son of a bitch. I saw the replay back. Gorilla, to his credit, just knows so he's like, whatever.
Yeah, put the white blanket over Jim when he's done.
Cart his carcass off. On with the show. Here we go.
Hebner's like, did they seriously just cart a guy out?
What just happened? What did I miss? I was talking to Jose. What happened back there? Did Stu see it? No, Stu feels. Wake up, Stu! Maybe Stu pulled Bret out of the way and we didn't see him. Maybe Stu's that spry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to hell. That's okay. All right, anyway. Everybody, I'm going to sound stupid. Everybody looks so young, but it's like, yeah, it was 24 years ago. Stupid. Of course they're young.
Yeah.
Earl hasn't changed much appearance-wise except for the graying, thinning hair, but he doesn't look that much older.
Mm-hmm.
Shawn, of course, lost a lot of his hair and got the googly eye. God bless him.
Yeah. And Bret's just like straight gray now.
Bret aged so much, like almost immediately after Montreal, and then losing Owen, and then he just kind of. And the
stroke I think is what really aged him.
Yeah. I can't. I've never had one of those, thankfully, but I know people that have, and some people have died from it, unfortunately. But my grandmother. But I know people that it just completely changed their outlook on everything. Even if they made 100% recovery, you never fully recover. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Luckily for Bret, he was still a very athletic person and was still working out and doing things every day to keep himself in shape, so he didn't completely devolve into complete paralysis.
Was it you who I talked to about the broken skull session? About how he like buried Bill Goldberg?
Oh yeah, that was on last week's show.
Okay. I talked to so many people about so many things. I
but it's worth repeating again because Bill deserves to be buried. Okay, let me throw that out there. I don't care who he hung up on. He's still a dick.
Yeah.
He's just dangerous and he's sloppy. It's as simple as that. And I understand his place in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He was the guy that, had he not risen to where he rose to, WCW would have died a lot sooner.
Mm-hmm.
But
he was a draw. Like that. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. He was a draw.
Right, he was a draw. He was a world champion multiple times over. He's, as of this, I don't know when they tape WrestleMania, but as of this airing, he's still the recognized Universal Champion. So,
well, as of this airing, like WrestleMania hasn't aired yet, so technically speaking, he's the Universal Champion regardless of what happened, and regardless of who he faces.
Yeah,
I
am chomping to see who that's going to be.
I'm kind of going in with like, I feel like I'm going into WrestleMania blind, and that feels so weird to say. Yeah. It's like we don't know what's going to happen, and I'm doing all the no DQ stuff makes it really rough because it's like you kind of get some of that like inside information, and it's like I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want to know what's going to happen. I just kind of like want to watch it, and if it's worse than 11, then so be it. But
well, yesterday was interesting with the four of us because we tried to, it's hard. It's very hard to predict because this is a very unique situation.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just nuts.
And yeah, was that what you guys were doing? Were you recording during my stream? Was that the thing?
What's that?
You recording during my stream on Sunday?
Oh no, I was. What was I doing Sunday? I was doing something Sunday where I wasn't in front of any of my screens. I'm
thinking of the wrong day. Never mind.
Yeah, Monday I did Meach's Musings in the morning, and then I had lunch. We're not even halfway.
It's weird. Like,
God,
I mean,
he just elbowed. Sorry to cut you off. He elbowed the shit out of him. Golly. He loves it too. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Of course he does, because it's Bret and Shawn.
Yep. You know what? It's for all that Vince tried to make Kevin the face of the new generation. This is it right here. These two guys.
Yeah. Oof. Every time I see this spot, I think of like Triple H doing an interview and be like, I never take that spot because I can't go through the ropes right.
No. Nope. Oh, man.
I can't imagine how much that would suck to take.
I'm sorry?
Can't imagine how much that would suck to take a post shot.
Yeah, I don't even want to know. I got bad shoulders as it is. Yeah. So if you're watching the network with us, you should be at 36, 43, 42, 41, 40, 36, 39. That's where we're at. So if you're not there, catch up. If you pass there, pause.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels with a shoulder breaker.
Yeah. Just they're doing every move, and they're going through the wrestling dictionary. Okay, what can I do next? I'm noticing, for the record, over at Teespring, red shirt I wore Monday,
yeah,
breathable. Yellow shirt, not so much. This is a different fabric or what, but
yeah,
less breathable than Monday's shirt.
Yeah, that's okay. Might be a heavier material.
It might be. I'm not bitching at all, because the fact that my name is on a Hulk Hogan style T-shirt just blows me away.
Yeah.
7-year-old me was screaming like a girl on Saturday. When I checked the mailbox. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, I need to make some more for me. Eventually, I'm going to have an entire T-shirt wardrobe of just my stuff.
I'm working on it. I've got. Oh, by the way, and I didn't really emphasize this when I plugged the shirts on Last Week's Wrestling, but there are actually 4 different colors for our shirt here on Rewind.
There you go.
If you want white, go for it. I'm not gonna plug that shirt because I think the way it translates is hideous, honestly. Yeah. But there's orange, there's classic black, and there's one more that I can't remember right now. If I go off the screen, I'll lose it, so I'll let you know later.
I just had a great idea. If this is not a shirt for you already, you know how Hogan had the old rip 'em headband?
Yes.
You need to do one that in that same style that just says Meacham.
If Teespring makes it, I'll do it.
There you go. And you have to have the apostrophe. But
somewhere in this catacomb of shit in here, I've got the classic Hulkamania red bandana, actual sweatband. It's somewhere in this mess because it came with a costume that my mother bought when I was in 3rd grade, and it came with the Hulk Hogan logo that kind of had the weight belt, like a barbell press in the middle. Yeah. Hulk Hogan, the sweatband, and a winged eagle, the worst plastic piece of shit winged eagle you could ever find in your life. But I kept that thing until it literally fell apart in my hands.
Yeah,
it was the winged eagle.
I don't blame you.
Yeah,
I would have done the same thing.
Yep, and there's a picture. I don't know if it's on my Facebook now or not. There's a picture of me wearing the Python Power bandana I bought later at a house show, and my Hulk Hogan tank top with my 3rd or 4th, would have been 7th or 8th birthday. No, it wasn't 7th because I was either my 8th or my 9th birthday cake. And the cake was a wrestling ring, and in the corners were the different those little cake topper wrestlers they had back in the early 90s.
Disarmor.
Right, Disarmor.
Kind of.
Yeah,
it's not set in as deep.
Yeah. It is scary to think that main event was already a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Becky and Ronda and Charlotte.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad main event.
No, it was one of my favorites, actually. The finish was a little botchy, but, what are you going to do?
Yeah. I feel like if Ronda ever comes back to face Becky in a one-on-one match, they need to bring that up.
I feel if they were going to do it, they should have done it already. And I think the heat's kind of off it now. Unless Ronda shows up Sunday or Saturday and helps Shayna win. Then the shit's on.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be poetic justice to end Becky's reign by the person who she took it from a year ago.
Yeah.
Jeez! I think the clang might hurt me more than the actual impact on the visual.
Yeah.
It's like a hockey puck hitting the post. Like, oh, man! He sold that like he'd been shot. Good for Shawn Michaels, man. See?
Well, you figure, I bet Dolph Ziggler studied some like 95, 96 Shawn Michaels selling.
Yep. Am I the only one that's happy they're actually showing that Mandy has a little bit of compassion for Otis?
I mean, it makes sense. Like,
I'm glad, because I was so sure she was gonna dump him on his ass and keep moving, and she's hesitated. I'm like, okay, good. They're actually doing proper, compelling storyline development. I'm so glad, because I was worried it was gonna be a typical, pretty girl works the big guy.
Yeah.
Anyway. Talk about overselling. See, that's where The Rock went to Shawn Michaels' school of selling when he took the Stunners.
Yeah.
And Jerry, here comes the sharpshooter. Dude, we got a half hour to go. I'll relax. We're still not halfway. I feel like I said that 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And it was only like 3 or 4.
He's going for the sharpshooter. He's going up top, Jerry. What's the matter with you?
Yeah. What kind of sharpshooter you do? Jerry, you've been the sharpshooter more than anybody in the company.
Probably.
Look at
Oh, that was ugly.
Similar bump to Montreal, may I point out. Oh, yeah.
Wake up, Hebner. Earl, wake up.
We're on TV. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not too.
We had the same idea.
Oh, that was a nice power slam. That was sweet.
Every time I see like a snap power slam like Orton does or Dustin Rhodes, I'm like, geez, if they botch that even slightly, the guy taking it's neck's broken.
Oh, yeah. That's why I could never, ever truly commit to, speaking of broken necks,
Lawler. It's like, this will finish him. I love this move. Ironically saying about... I
never saw Jerry win a WWF WWE match with a pile driver. Did you?
I don't know.
Because that was his move in Memphis, man.
Yeah. And people knew it was his finisher, too.
Yeah.
I saw him finishing more people with, like, the fist from the middle rope than I saw with pile driver.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Highly underrated. Bret taking the back bump like Flair does. Jesus, the hell. That was a cool transition. I liked that. That was neat. Hurricane Rana into a freaking bevy of blows. All right, fine. Let's punch you in the face. Yeah, this is Shawn's crowning moment. Let me not take anything away from it, and let me not rag on most of it. Not a fan of the tight choice.
The white?
Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's kind of iconic.
I know, but it's like, it looks great on an action figure for the Defining Moments series, but I just don't think a white set of pants or trunks or whatever fits Shawn Michaels, even back then.
There we go.
Look out. Whoa. Oh, Stu's moving now. That was a cool framing of that shot, because Shawn dove and he hit Bret and they disappeared. You couldn't see them. All you could see was Stu and Freddie, and everybody else kind of like, "Oh, okay." It was really, really cool framing job by the WWE camera crew there. Very, very nicely done. Again, it goes back to the conversation we've had before. The craziness of a television company owning a wrestling company, Turner, and not doing as well with television production as a wrestling company producing television.
Yeah.
Just boggles my mind. It is stupid. You're right, Jerry. Thank you. I agree. Yeah, I've had conversations with people over the years to talk about, Turner's primary, the nice roll through, that was sweet.
Yeah.
That was sweet. Turner's primary thing was, buying old or dying properties and refurbishing them, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But, they've just now, in the last maybe decade and a half, really upped their television production for first-run shows. Like Major League Baseball, not just the Braves, but Major League Baseball on TBS looks way better than it ever used to. AEW Dynamite looks amazing compared to Nitro, compared to Thunder, So Turner's definitely done something right in the last decade and a half, but, when WCW was number one company in the world, people don't realize, they were number one
Perfect
in those areas, but if you look at the bare basics between the two, the production values for the WWF were by and large a million times better.
Yeah. I can never call a fisherman suplex a fisherman suplex. It will always be the perfect plex.
Oh, yeah. And not even the Henning plex. Perfect plex.
The perfect plex.
Always the perfect plex. Yes. Another guy that really defined the 90s as far as WWF and WCW.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laura makes a good point. If you get a sleeper finish, what do? Do you just pin the guy until he starts kicking out and get like 20 falls, or what?
Yeah, I mean, you could.
I would. I totally would.
Because unlike the Cena-Orton match where you had 30-second intervals, which was kind of goofy, you should be able to, get consecutive falls. It's like, hey, they didn't get up. Give me another fall. And,
exactly. Yep.
They need to do that for a match if they ever do another Iron Man match.
Well, the thing with Iron Man matches, though, is, who do they have now that is a compelling enough character that people want to watch wrestle for an hour?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Or half an hour.
Or even a half hour. Yeah, they had Charlotte and Sasha did it, but even they've kind of, cooled off in the last 4 years.
Sasha's done 2.
She has. To her credit.
I remember seeing this spot back in '96. I was so upset because I thought Shawn was dead after that backdrop. Right. Because I had never seen anybody backdrop like that straight down to the floor.
Yeah.
And like,
Sure
when he
so
wasn't,
like he's dead.
yeah. I was like, well, he lost this matchup.
Okay, cool. Because I haven't seen the replay in forever. No wonder the camera is so off. The camera almost got nailed. Somebody didn't preempt the cameraman on that one. By the way, move. What is it with Shawn and cameramen at WrestleMania?
Or cameramen in general.
Yeah.
Remember Hell in a Cell?
Yes. But at least that spot was supposed to happen. The one with Undertaker and Snuka, Undertaker almost died for real. Oh, so it's Wednesday. It's April Fool's Day. It's already April. Like, we're 3 months into this year. It's crazy. I can't even process it that a fourth of the year is already passed.
I'm glad we're out of March.
Yeah, March sucked. Except, I mean, my birthday was what it was, but I came back to a shitstorm of a world.
I was gonna say your birthday's at the 1st of March, so it's like if it was in the middle of March, then it'd be like, but yours is at the 1st of March. That's kind of like forgivable because it's like pre-February, post-February.
My poor father, God bless him, on his birthday, it was 3 weeks after mine. He drove me to Tarzana for my MRI.
Jeez.
There was, dude, I have never seen a office like that so empty. It was eerie. And not only that, Aaron and maybe even Jen can attest to this. We got from my place in Santa Clarita to Tarzana on the 405 freeway in a half hour.
Wow.
Nobody there, man. It's creepy. Even during the day, it's still creepy. Friend that I plug on the show here, her and her husband had not left the house in, like, I think either 12 or 19 days or something. Like, she's not left the house. Even I haven't either, to be fair. I've only gone out of the house as far as off property once since I got back from my sister's place a couple weeks ago. But I've not left the property to go anywhere but a doctor in almost a month now.
Yeah.
20 minutes to go. No falls, in case you didn't know. Crazy. Do you miss Vince on commentary?
I
agree.
Because you figure the time he was on commentary was probably like the worst period in WWE history as far as the in-ring stuff.
It's true.
It was super cheesy, the new generation stuff.
Right. Yeah, because he took over as the primary play-by-play like in 93, early 94.
Yeah.
Hogan was already gone. Yoko was champion. Shawn was upside down, already ready to die again.
Yeah. The Razorback suplex.
Man. They are pulling up everything out of their playbooks, man. They're not messing around. See the plethora of WrestleMania shirts ringside. I have that shirt somewhere in my collection too, somewhere around here. I take that back. Jade's got it. I'm getting it back next time I see her. And my original DX shirt too.
I'm realizing Bret didn't hook the leg a lot.
Yeah, for somebody as fundamentally sound as Bret was touted to be, he didn't do a whole lot of the fundamentals.
Of course, his finisher was a submission hold, so why should he have to?
Right. But even when he hadn't used a sharpshooter yet, he was doing the heart attack with Jim, and he would cover the guy arms only.
Yeah. I guess if you're confident you can beat him with just putting the weight on the shoulders, then do what you do.
Which is funny because you don't think of Bret as a big guy, but he's a lot bigger than he appears to be. I mean, he's not a big barrel chest like Jim was, but you know.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a sleeper center? Nope, not quite. I just love how, you know, both these guys are, you know, touted as, you know, the mat and the aerial and the technique and everything, and they're just both throwing punches like they're in a boxing ring, something, like just wailing each other. I keep thinking back to Montreal, and not the actual finish, of course, because it's forever did in everybody's mind, but the entire layout of the match 18 months later, just brawl, you know, just outright hatred for each other and just beat the crap out of each other for whatever it was, 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
Just a completely different match. They always had great matches. They had a great ladder match for the IC that was on Coliseum Video a few years before this. They always knew how to tell the right story in the right moment.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with each other.
They had quite a few matches on the Coliseum Videos.
Yeah, they did.
Which I was glad they uploaded those to the network. I was like, that is awesome.
Oh, man. Yeah, they're just starting to edge into WCW Saturday Night. Also.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
And Jose got nailed. And still no reaction from Stu Hart. Stu's in a coma at ringside. Don't mind him.
Yeah. I guess it's not as bad of a shot as he took during Survivor Series. So.
Yes, true. He got I think Jose took more bumps in the year he was Shawn's advisor than he took in the previous 20.
Yeah.
There's that infamous fan that's always at stuff in California, the guy with the no sleeve shirt. Out of the white box.
I mean, this was kind of like the first small signs of heel Bret Hart.
A little bit. Well, yeah, remember, in his mind, in real life, he feels like he's, you know, been groomed to be the sacrificial lamb the last, whatever it's been, 4 months, 5 months.
Yeah.
He was the champion, yes, but it was Shawn's to win, not his to lose.
Yeah.
You know, because God forbid they do him and Kevin again. You know, they did him and Kevin the following month.
Yeah.
And a damn good match, by the way.
Mm-hmm. That's actually one of my favorites of Shawn's.
We need to watch that on this show.
Good friends, better enemies. I'll do it. Yeah.
Just the match, not the whole show.
Well, yeah, I didn't mean the whole show.
Yeah. There are so many click incestual matches that we need to just blow through because they're damn good.
Because you got Shawn and Diesel, you got Shawn and Hunter.
And yeah, honestly, you know, you've got I don't know if it's on the network yet or not, but there were some tag matches between Shawn and
Diesel,
Razor against Hunter and Diesel, I think, at some point.
Weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen those.
Yeah.
I
It was
remember
toward the end before they went to WCW when Kevin had turned heel and Hunter was still a heel at that point.
Do you think they're ever going to upload the shows like Action Zone and Jacked and Heat and all that stuff? I know they have some there. Sunday. Yeah, I know they have some Sunday night.
Yeah, Heat's kind of. I honestly want Heat up just so I can do my pay-per-view countdowns and watch the pre-shows. before the pre-show became its own thing.
Yeah.
Look at this. Oh. The Action Zone, I'd like to see that. Not so much for Pettengill, because no, but yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing like Bret Owen from the first one. That was a cool match. But I mean, it's in the library. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm paying for the damn content. Why not? Why not give me what I want to see?
There you go.
But like I said, they're starting. WCW Saturday Night is starting to go up because WCW Saturday Night as a name did not start until like '92. They've uploaded the first couple years. I really want to get into the point where Hogan started crossing over, and I really want to see how that developed because I don't remember watching it back then. So. I found myself watching Slamboree 93 with the reformation of the Horsemen. I went, why did I do this to myself? Why did I
was that the Paul Roma Horseman? Yeah, why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know. Nice bridge. Jeez.
Yeah. Because the Germans, I mean, Bret had done German suplexes before.
Right.
Like when he was with the Hart Foundation, but you didn't see it out of Bret a whole lot.
No, it's just he snapped that and he held it so perfect. Again, these two guys, I mean, you can't say that. If you guys have watched with us for the last 50 minutes, it's they are the two best of their generation. I firmly stand behind that statement.
Jake Roberts wouldn't agree, but that's another story.
What's that?
Jake Roberts wouldn't agree. That's another story.
Yeah. Well, Jake's unfortunately, and I saw the post about Jake that was up last week. I feel that these old timers, the legends, whatever you want to call them, just take way too much time out of their day to take a shot at those that have done wrong or they feel have done wrong. It's like, look, I will forever stand by my like of Superstar Billy Graham based on what I've seen on videotape from the 70s and early 80s when he was still good. But if I were to meet Superstar Billy Graham in person now, I would feel sad for him and feel sorry for him. He becomes so bitter and so disillusioned with the business that not only made him, but welcomed him back with open arms when he was a dick.
Yeah.
Jake, I got to meet Jake. I finally got to see Jake last year at his one-man show. Tremendously funny, but I don't care if you go completely off drugs, completely off alcohol, completely off anything. You still are who you are in here and in here. And Jake is a poisonous person. He just can't help himself from speaking his mind. It's not always a bad thing. In the case of the post last week, he came off very bitter. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Not a good look, Jake. Not a good look. But I will say to his credit, when we went and saw him in Irvine, my sister and I, there was a mix-up in advertising of who would get what perk based on what they paid. And rather than try to sort it out with everybody, he told his rep, he said, fuck it. Everybody gets a picture, everybody gets autograph. I'm not dealing with this shit today. So he signed his Pick Your Poison DVD for my sister. He signed a picture of him with Randy, with the snake biting Randy for my dad, because Randy was his favorite. And he took a picture of two pictures. One of us, he was like this, and the other one, we were all like this. Because that's Jake.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't have anything bad to say about Jake. I just feel that the post is just, I think, like, really? Do we really need to be like this in 2020 when we're all stuck here with our own thoughts in our own heads anyway? Like, you really have to be so negative? Because I remember an 8-year-old boy in 91 who hated nobody more than he hated Jake the Snake Roberts for doing the dastardly deed of the Ultimate Warrior with the snakes and then crashing the Randy Savage wedding and then a slap. Jake was an evil son of a bitch. Couldn't stand it.
Oh yeah.
But I look back and go, he brought it out of me, man. Good on him. And then he goes and attacks Sting. It's like, oh, you bastard.
And then he has to deal with spin the wheel, make a deal.
Well, we can hit on him for that just because.
Yeah.
Wasn't his fault.
I mean, it was a good idea in theory, and props to WCW for not working the wheel. But
at the same time, I'm in for not working the wheel.
It's like, what the hell is a coal miners club match?
It's fake wrestling, Bill. You can rig it. It's okay. Although Jake swears to this day that it's because of Bill Watson that happened, because Bill and Jake hated each other. So
yeah,
would not surprise me knowing the story of the without Cowboy Bill Watts. So
I'm going to say something that might come across as surprising. This is not as good as I remember.
This is not what?
This match is not as good as I remember.
No, it's very much a hard get through. Looking back 24 years later, it's a great match. It's one of the best matches of both their careers, but they've both had better. They've been there with each other, and they've both done it in less time. So
they've both had better WrestleMania matches.
Yes. I personally feel that other than the, oh my God, what just happened for real stuff at the end, Montreal match is underrated. First time I actually saw that match was on the Best of Confidential DVD. Remember when those were a thing, wrestling DVDs? Remember those kids? It was a bonus feature, the entire match. So they did a whole feature on Confidential on Montreal and Shawn and everything. And they had the whole match, intros, match, and post-match, everything. I was like, wow, it wasn't that bad a match. And I wonder if our assessment of it now, looking back, is because we are different fans than we were in 96.
That's possible. Because you figure in 96, I was 11 watching this match. Or no, 96. No, I was 9. My bad.
Yeah.
Can't even do math. But I was 9 at the time. Big Show has more heel turns than the age we are now.
Yes, combined.
Yeah.
No, we actually had a running joke for the longest time between JJ and Rift and myself that, the only thing more plentiful than the number of heel and face turns for Big Show is the number of pictures I had with Mickey Mouse. And I'm like, no way, no. And I looked, and it's true.
I think it's funny. Big Show's got the new Netflix show coming out, and somebody made a joke. The Big Show show, and somebody made a joke that is like he turned heel after the intro. It's like
that's right. That's another one.
And I was like, he turned babyface midway through the episode.
That's right. That's right. He's the antagonist father trying to go against his kids at the beginning, and then he's all warm and fuzzy at the end.
Kevin Dunn missing the kip up with Shawn Michaels. Classic Kevin Dunn.
No, he got shit for that.
The fact that
his back and went, damn it, Kevin.
The fact that Kevin Dunn missed Edge's first spear in 9 years as an active performer should have got him fired on the spot.
Anybody but Kevin Dunn, he would have been fired.
Good old Bucktooth McGee.
I think Kevin has dirt on McMahon. I really do.
He might.
He has to at this point.
That's one dark side of the ring I don't think I want to see, is one about Vince.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know.
So that would be like a 4-parter.
Right.
I feel.
By the way, I have not watched last night's episode, but last week's, holy crap.
After the Benoit one, I don't know if I can take another one.
Yeah, we were talking about this on the review last week. I want to see the Dino Bravo episode because I am so interested in Dino's story and what happened. JR kind of touched on it on the podcast last week, his own podcast. I want to see that one. I want to see the one about Owen, just to see, if there's stuff we don't know, because most of the Benoit stuff I did know. There's some stuff I'm like, ooh, so, But yeah, Vince one would be I don't know. It might ruin me forever about the WWE. Come on, Earl, get over there and count. What's the matter with you?
Like they really turned on the Jets in the last few minutes.
They did, man. They're going warp speed now. They're going nuts. That dip. That was kind of a train wreck of a move there. It occurs to me I had the Shawn Michaels shirt somewhere, and I forgot I had it. Oh. Did Shawn get his tattoo on his arm, like, altered or covered up in the last 24 years? I recall seeing it as often as I do here.
He might have. I'm not sure.
We'll have to take a look at that once the show's over and once we're off the air, because I don't want to do it right now because it's about to get real here. Look out! There it is. The block. Look at this. 33 seconds. He's in this sharpshooter.
And Bret's in deep too.
Yeah, Bret sat down. That's crazy. He's up in his face, man. What is that blonde woman looking at exactly in the front row?
No idea.
What is she looking at? He's right in front of you, you ditz. There's the bell. You did not give up, King. You lie.
No, 96 Jerry Lawler wouldn't lie.
No, God, no. Consummate babyface that King in 96. Right. By the way, underrated shirt choice there by Gorilla. Love the burgundy, Mr. Monsoon. Now that you can hear me because you're not watching.
Right. Him and Heenan are watching beside each other.
Going, why can't we commentate this? Because
will you stop?
Gorilla, that's why. This shit.
Stu has the same face he had in 96. Will you stop?
Will you stop it? Oh. It has expired.
Lucky fans getting to touch the wing doodle.
I know, right? A little reaction here. Watch Bret.
Why?
Bullshit. I just wrestled for an hour. I gotta go more.
60 minutes.
An overtime, McMahon.
Can you read lips?
Oh, yes.
There was that little bit of an edge with 96, if you remember.
Yeah, a little bit. The attitude was creeping up, slow but sure. Yeah. Wow. See, I get Bret's plight here from a storyline perspective. It's like, if I'd known it was overtime, I wouldn't have let his ass go.
Yeah.
I get it. I totally get the perspective. Absolutely.
It's like Shawn had like 2 minutes to recover.
Yeah, at least. It's like, fuck it, ring the bell, let's do this. I'll pound the shit out of him now. Should I make him pay for letting it go now? He's gonna make him pay. I love McMahon. He'll never be able to come out of it. He's totally downplaying Shawn's comeback ability, because when it happens, it's like, oh wow, it's even better. Why hit the back on Shawn Michaels? Why are we doing that?
At least this didn't happen 2 years later.
Right? Can you imagine Shawn and Steve going 60 with Shawn as bad as he was? Holy crap.
I meant Shawn's back being worked as much after the casket match.
What I'm saying. Love it. Watch this. Almost got all of it. Didn't get him flush, but he got him. Out of nowhere, we hear you, Vince. We hear you. I love the struggle of both of them. They're both like,
yeah.
Fantastic storytelling here. Here it comes. Oh, man, he got all of it that time. 1, 2, 3. Whew. Golly. I don't want to talk over Vince's call here because it's a cool moment, but we have a few seconds still. Was CM Punk the last new champion that Howard Finkel announced?
Very possibly.
Huh?
I think so. Survivor Series 11.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. I'll say I want to buy it in a minute. You know, every once in a while, Vince just breaks your damn heart. There it was right there, man. Oh, God. I laughed because when Shawn was awarded the title, Vince is saying awarded the WWF Championship right in front of Bret. But the audio edit ended up the WWF utterance.
Yeah.
So if you notice on the audio, it goes, awarded the title, and the music goes all wonky for a second there. Worst edit ever.
Yeah.
Now, Earl can't get the thing strapped. He's having trouble, and Shawn's just like, okay. You remember this in his book. He's just getting frustrated. Like, come on, Earl. That's enough out of you. Crazy. Very cool. You know, you and I have both been a part of many WrestleManias over the years, be it in person or watching on TV. I feel so privileged to have seen this man and Ric Flair in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
It may be the greatest match I've ever seen live. And that's saying a lot because I've been to a lot of shows. But this moment is something special. I just wonder how it would have been for him through this 8 months had he been completely straight.
Yeah.
A little food for thought there. I don't know. Sexy Boy's becoming a 10-minute Eagle song now.
Which is pretty much every Eagle song.
This is a true statement. Try a live concert.
It's probably more like 6 or 7, but whatever.
Still. Not live. A little sprinkling in there in the process. There are at least 10 each. His kids, Bret's kids. That's messed up.
And Stu.
And Stu's still in his coma. Okay, that's enough of this shit. All right. So there we go.
Don't need anything else.
My goodness. Oh, well, now, I asked you last week, is that Shawn Michaels' greatest match? And you ended the show telling me no.
That's correct.
What do you feel is Shawn's greatest match of all time?
I mean, there's so many contenders that could possibly be. WrestleMania 25 against The Undertaker, which I just sat down and watched 26. I told you this the other day.
You did.
Finally, 10 years after the fact, I finally watched Taker's Shawn 26. 25 was better.
Was it easier knowing it wasn't his last match after all?
Not really, because I still got teary-eyed.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And like I acted like I was watching the match live, like to get that feeling, because I really was watching it for the first time, even though I've seen the ending a bunch of times. It's like just act like you didn't know. But 25 was better. His return match at SummerSlam 2002, that's up there. Yes. I don't know if you want to put him and Chris Jericho at Mania 19 in that category. It was a great match, but I don't know if it was his best.
Hell in a Cell against Taker?
What's that?
Hell in a Cell against Taker?
I don't even know if I put that in the greatest category. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I put that as his greatest. I'm like trying to run the gamut of Shawn's career here. 2003.
What about Shawn and Ric Flair?
Shawn and Ric Flair was great, not his greatest. The top two would probably be Taker and Shawn at Mania 25 and him and Hunter at SummerSlam 2002. Those would probably be my top two.
I would say that's pretty fair. Had he not come back in 2002,
yeah,
where do you rank the match we just watched?
I actually might rank it behind him and Austin 2 years later.
Really?
I really liked WrestleMania 14. I really did.
I did too. Yeah. I went back and God help me, I don't know why I did this to myself, but I watched 14 along with Tony Schiavone and Conrad Thompson doing their watch along.
Yeah.
I felt I enjoyed the show, even with them goofing on it. I enjoyed the show so much so that when Good Mic Work commentaries, Greg posted the link to Hunter's promo the next night on Raw, I went and watched that Raw and the Raw after. And now I'm like, well, now I'm in the Attitude Era, so now I have to keep going or I'll feel like neglectful of my childhood. So off I went to the races. Here I am now. So
other great matches of Shawn pre-1998 would include both his ladder matches with Razor.
Agreed. And I dare say that I think they're both equally great in their own way. Yes, 10 was what it was, but I think the match you saw in Pittsburgh had its own identity, and it was very, very, very well done.
I think the SummerSlam one is better than WrestleMania 10. And that's not because Shawn won. It's because I objectively think that it was better than 10 because they were both baby faces, but they put on an incredible match.
Yes.
And I just thought it was better than 10. It kind of gets forgotten because everybody talks about WrestleMania. They talk about the WrestleMania 10 ladder match. It's like SummerSlam 95 is not as well remembered, but it should be because it was better.
I think that if we have a Wednesday that falls close to that day in 95, then we need to revisit that match.
It might be this year. Hold on. Let me check my calendar real quick. You can
check the calendar for Wednesdays in August. Yes, as you can check out teespring.com/store/Jeff-Meacham-Network for my shirts, which includes the shirt you see right here, as well as the red variety and tank tops in MEACHAMANIA. You can also find the official shirts for Meacham's Musings, Wrestling Rewind, of course, Talk Wrestling, and the network itself. So buy the shirt, as we would say on this show.
Buy a shirt.
For great stuff, you can go to Keystone Delight at teespring.com/stores. Again, we're trying to get through WrestleMania before we start really going balls deep into the production of the trivia stuff. So you guys in the queue, stand by. We'll be talking to you Monday. What day was SummerSlam 95?
August 27th, 1995.
How close to Wednesday are we?
That would be August 26th is a Wednesday.
Book.
Yes.
Sold.
You're like, I got to see this live.
August 26th, 95, featuring Greg Cherry in attendance.
I don't know if you'll be able to see me on camera because I'm like,
no.
I have to, because I was on hard cam side, so like I was on that side. And I like try and look for my dad, my brother, and myself. But.
Yeah, trying to find me at WrestleMania 24 is not going to happen.
It's like trying to find me, Travis, and Jenna at 28. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Like, if you want to get a long shot that they do when they first intro the show or the pre-show, maybe.
It's like I always brag because from like 2012 to whenever they changed the intro to the show, the overhead shot was WrestleMania 28. It's like, hey, I'm in the intro every time a WWE show came on. Because
exactly.
At that show, it's like, yes, 28.
Yep, exactly. Although the signature back then was very, very underrated. The one they have now is,
I think it's overproduced, this one.
Very overproduced. Kind of like this show today. We went an hour and a half.
All right, we should probably wrap it up. I'm gonna eat dinner here.
Yes. Well, we got to remember we have our show, we have the intro, and then we have the exit plugs. So keep that in mind also. It's a long one, folks. He is Greg Cherry. I am Jeff Meacham. We will see you next week right here on Wrestling Rewind.